That forum provides an opportunity for advocacy with the leadership of that state. It also helps to connect with the state agencies. It also has an opportunity for grants that will be useful for African, sub-Saharan African immigrants to thrive. And so when you invited me and my colleague, Ambassador Kapambwe, to join you this evening, it was not for us to make speeches, but to encourage you that this is the right thing. You are concerned about your neighbor's welfare. As you do so, as Professor said, you also strengthen the family. When families are stronger, are united, are resilient, are prosperous, communities become prosperous. And you too extend that back to the continent. And so today, as I said, is a desire to see you united as you are, continuing in that spirit. And we look forward to more of similar initiatives that go a long way in helping our people get back on their feet again. I think the desire is to help them to get back on their feet. Would like you to go back to Africa, but to go back to Africa as investors, to go back to Africa as tourists, to go back to Africa as those that also support us in the academic field. We're not asking you, like in the past, to say you come back to Africa, because we too have to be represented here. We are underrepresented in this region, and so we also need a sizable number that can be able to help us make a difference in decision making in this particular country and elsewhere where the African diaspora exists. And so, since Trufena had already cut short Kefa not even to make introduction, let me not take too much on the privilege of being one of the key speakers to go overboard. David reminded me just to say thank you for support. And in Kiswahili, the saying goes that kuteleza sio kuanguka, but you need a hand to help you, to lift you up. And so thank you to Trufena and your friends for having that hand that is able to help the less fortunate member of society to be able to stand up again and contribute and realize their American dream in America itself. I thank you and God bless you.
All right, thank you much, Ambassador Lazarus Amayo. I too chuckled when I saw your two first names. I was like, man, we are lucky, you know. So we'll move on to the other Ambassador, Lazarus Kapambwe, who is the 17th Ambassador of the Republic of Zambia to the US since January 2020. He's also concurrently accredited on a non-residential basis to Belize, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Haiti, Honduras, Jamaica, Mexico, Nicaragua, and Panama. Before taking up this appointment, Mr. Kapambwe served as the ambassador and permanent representative of Zambia to the United Nations, New York, from June 18, 2007 to 31st December 2019. So it's also my distinguished privilege to welcome Ambassador Kapambwe. Your Excellency, sir, go ahead.
Very much. I'll start by acknowledging Trufena and the board of directors. I also wish to recognize the leadership team and commend you for the work that you have been doing. Let me also recognize Councilman Jawanda, Will, and of course my dear colleague, Ambassador Lazarus Amayo. We were the two Lazaruses in New York, and we are now the two Lazaruses in Washington. I take it as a great privilege that you thought of me as one of those that should be present at the official launch of AFRITHRIVE. I was extremely happy to be associated with this launch because when I looked at the work you do, to me, it struck a chord. And this is the chord that we recognize, we restore the dignity of the other. Under the current times, many of us, many of our people may have fallen through the cracks. Jobs have been lost. Lives have been impacted negatively. Many of our people, the African American community, including the African diaspora, have disproportionately died under these current circumstances. And as the councilman said, litany of things that challenge or that pose as challenges to our communities is long, even under the best of times. It is therefore, for me, very, very heartwarming to see one of our own, an institution of our own making, an institution that is made by the diaspora, that is targeted at assisting their fellow people in the diaspora. None of us can best understand the needs of the other except if we are one and the same. We understand what our people need. We understand even how to give to our people in order to maintain that sense of dignity. As Ambassador Amayo said, for those of us who are representatives of government in Africa, we look to you as part and parcel of our community. And while we may be the official ambassadors, we know at the same time that we are not the true ambassadors. You are the real ambassadors to this country. Each and every African and every African American is the true ambassador of our people, of our continent, to the United States of America. And that is where we appreciate the importance of your contributions through remittances, through the investments that you are making to the continent. All of you, from all sorts of countries from Africa, are major players in the economic development of our countries. And we appreciate that because, as I said, as the real ambassadors of Africa, no African American, no African will ever receive respect, true respect, in the countries in which we are without respect being given to Africa. And Africa will not have its full respect until Africa is developed. As individuals, yes, we may live in communities and we have plenty and we are recognized. But I can tell you that recognition is shallow when your people do not get the dignity that they deserve. You are making enormous contributions to this country, just like our ancestors did. As Ambassador Amayo said when he was talking about the different waves of African Americans and Africans in the diaspora who have come to make this their country, they made significant contributions to the building of this country. And you continue to do so. Many of us in the embassies can point to a number of our nationals who are working in sensitive institutions in this country and who have made significant contributions to science, to engineering, to ICT, to technology. I like to make reference just to one of these technologies, the drones. Many of us seeing how drones technology is impacting the lives here and everywhere, in almost every field. But few know that the brains of a drone were actually developed by a Zambian. There are many of our nationals that are working on cutting-edge technology that have patented significant developments in technology, that are making significant other contributions in teaching, in lecturing, in mentoring, and in the various acts of mobilization of our communities. Through you, we thank all of them. The task that you are working on is an important task. The challenges that you have in this country as a community are huge, and a small act, a seemingly small act of lending a hand to lift a brother, to lift a sister who is down, is an act of dignity and constitutes an act that will pay forward. Many of those that we assist today will tomorrow want to assist others who are down. I would like to assure you that as an embassy, we will be available for the various events that you would want us to participate in order to mobilize the resources that you need, but also in order to broaden the advocacy that is needed on things that matter to us. Voting matters, as Councilman said. Many of our people who have settled in this country qualify to vote, and we hope we will go out in numbers and vote. Because the direction of this country affects directly the relations between Africa and this great country. And therefore, your voice is important as a contribution to the shape and form of the relationship that we have with this country. You are all being encouraged to become investors by my colleague, to become tourists in the continent, and to continue to have an active engagement with Africa and with African Diplomatic Corps here. You are our constituency, and because you live here, you have special insights that we do not have, and we rely on you for those insights. It is those insights which contribute back home when we convey them back home into various policies and development activities that our governments do. So I really appreciate that you have associated me with this launch, and I would like to thank all your various partners and sponsors in this very noble enterprise. And once again, thank you very much, and I would like to assure you of my continued support as an individual, as well as the Embassy of Zambia. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Rasras Kapabwe, for your inspiring speech, and Ambassador Samayo, and also Councilman Chir Chawando. Thanks for taking the time to be with us. So in the interest of time, I wanted to move to the next item, which is asking Dr. Charles Choti of AFRITHRIVE, Director of Resource Development, to give us a vote of thanks. And then if there is time, we can maybe entertain 1 or 2 questions. Otherwise, we may not be able to. But for now, let's move on to Dr. Charles Choti. Dr. Choti.
Thank you, Professor, for this opportunity.
Charles, if you don't mind, please adjust the camera. We cannot see your face. That's better. A little bit down. Yeah, that's better, right there.
Okay, thank you. So thank you, Professor, for this opportunity. I want also to, on behalf of AFRITHRIVE, also to thank particularly the speakers, the guest speakers, for your very informative and inspiring statements, speeches, and even the act of just being available to participate and talk to your fellow citizens over this part of the world. We really appreciate that. And it's good that both of you came, because when we put the announcement a week ago out that we have 2 honorable ambassadors, and then the name Rasaras was appearing both, we were receiving calls that we made some errors somewhere. So, and we tried to explain. That one has been the headline of the chats among us. But it's good that you came. We are
Charles, did you get muted?
okay. It went unmute. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can hear you now.
Okay, let me say that we are very grateful to have our 2 ambassadors and the council local leader here who represents us. We appreciate your presence. It has an inspirational element. And as I've said, your presence also helps to connect us back to our continent. And we urge that always when we make such invitations, when we want you to join us, please, you are welcome. I'm one of the founders of this AFRITHRIVE, non-profit organization. And as Truvena outlined, this is basically focusing on African immigrant families in this part of the world, the diaspora. We have so many challenges here, which are community-based challenges as immigrants. We have some of us, we moved here as adults. We are okay. We can find our ways all through. But also we have generations who have been born here, others who came over here when they are very young. This all mean we need our own institutions. We need our own mechanisms to mentor, to mold, to guide, to have a guidance, and also, most importantly, to uphold our African values, our African heritage. So there is need for such a kind of institutions, for such a kind of organizations. And we really want you to be part of us and give us the necessary support and the necessary encouragement like we have done tonight. We appreciate and we thank you so much for being available to us. I want also to extend our gratitude to the to our fellow African immigrants, our people here. And I want to assure you, the ambassadors, that we have different categories of our people here. Some have different status. Some are more entrenched here, depending on how they came and when they came. Some have issues here. And the only people who can understand them better, it's us. When they see me advocating for them, when they see AFRITHRIVE going for them, it is easier for us to connect in our own way and protect ourselves in so many ways. In the process also to have all our dignity as a people. We are a people. We have our own way of doing stuff. And that's very important, especially for the young people who are growing up in this country. We want to be there for them. We want them to link to Africa in some ways, which they cannot find in the wider mainstream environment. So we need to build this kind of institutions, and we need your support. So the two ambassadors, we appreciate your presence, and I want to assure you that some of us over here, we are very, very committed to protect our people here, our students here. Some have come as students, and they are in various universities around here, and they need us, they need our support, even finding their ways through how to navigate this society, which is quite a bit complicated and complex in many ways. They need to find such organized structures for their survival. So we really appreciate and hope that we will build more connections as we move forward. And those are the few remarks I had, and we appreciate the ambassador from Kenya, Amayo. We hope to be connecting soon with you, especially when Corona is over, and many others. This organization serves many people. Actually, majorities are from East Africa, of course. Central Africa, we have quite a number of Zambians, Malawians here, all of the way South Africa, Zimbabweans, and even some Nigerians and the Senegalese are represented here. It's a Pan-Africanist movement, actually, and we like it. When the Corona is over, I hope we will organize a more larger personal kind of gathering so that we can connect more and share more as we move forward. Thank you so much, and we wish you good night.
Mr. Chody, could I say one thing briefly?
Thank you. Please, welcome.
Yes, Ambassador Amayo, I meant to tell you, I had a trip scheduled to Kenya for March. Obviously, it got canceled just before when all this was starting. So I look forward to rescheduling. I was speaking at a conference there on democracy, and so I'll make sure to let you know when after we get through this, and hopefully you can I can connect with you, both ambassadors, both Lazarus, who've risen from the dead. You know, it's like AFRITHRIVE. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Will. We'll do, God willing, we'll do so, but I have your contact. Let's touch base.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you, Ambassador. So we appreciate that and wish you well. Back to Otiso, Professor.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Choti. There was a video we wanted to play at the beginning to give you like a 2-minute summary of AFRITHRIVE, and I think this is the appropriate time to do so. And we're trying to keep time. We know that this is Sunday evening. People are preparing for work tomorrow, so we're not going to drag this out. So please, whoever has the video, get it rolling right now.
AFRITHRIVE's vision is to build a sustainable world where every family thrives.
The idea behind AFRITHRIVE is to see African families in the diaspora become vibrant. We have a great potential to do so because Africans, we are the most hardworking race on the face of the earth. Yet, we face challenges from time to time that impact our potential to be where we dream to be or where we are supposed to be. The ongoing pandemic is a clear example. Believe me, Africans, we have been hit more than any other race. Families have been impacted greatly. This economic downturn is going to take time for us to recover. At AFRITHRIVE, we responded. Thanks to the volunteers who have come, we have been providing food to families that are impacted. We welcome you to join us as we start this journey together. We want to harness our unique talents and resources to empower families, one family at a time, one city at a time, one state at a time, until the entire North American continent is covered, where Africans are. Then we move to our motherland, Africa. We believe that stronger diaspora families is a stronger Africa. I'm calling on you to join me and my team to see that Africa thrives because you have joined together in the spirit of Pamoja Twaweza. Thank you.
All what I care for is changing people's lives. My passion has always been on creating impact on people to enable them have a positive feeling in the community. We have so many people around the globe who feel like they don't have a purpose. So I believe that AFRITHRIVE has a goal in lifting people's lives and in ensuring that they have equality and have a sense of purpose. So far, I'm very impressed with AFRITHRIVE's work in serving the community and in ensuring that no one is left to starve even with the current COVID pandemic. Keep shining, AFRITHRIVE, and continue closing the borders. The world needs you.
The COVID-19 pandemic has exposed the vulnerabilities in our communities, in our families. I joined the AFRITHRIVE board to be able to help these communities and our families to be able to give back, because I have had the advantage of having a job, of still being able to bring an income home. I have now a responsibility to give that back to my community, to build a stronger community, to build stronger families.
AFRITHRIVE's mission to help families thrive speaks to me directly. I'm a beneficiary of a community that generously gave when my family was in dire need. I'm passionate about AFRITHRIVE, the Health Food Initiative, and the Youth Mentoring Program. My dream is for AFRITHRIVE to become a household name, inspiring more people to pay forward, ultimately creating a world where every family thrives.
Hi everyone, AFRITHRIVE has been doing a good job so far helping those in the community who want to put some food on the table after tough times like COVID and the economic downturn. I think we look forward to doing more of the same and also helping people stand on their feet. It's not just a question of handouts, it's a question of building society so that they can move forward. So I'm happy to be part of this team of AFRITHRIVE, and I look forward to work with you and other institutions so that we as a community can support these activities on a larger scale and make a difference. So thank you so much and welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Edna Ogwangi and I'm a board member of AFRITHRIVE. As an immigrant myself and hunger champion, I'm honored to serve as a board member. In order for us to end hunger, we must grow a movement of hunger champions, and so I invite you to join and partner with us as we grow this movement of promoting food security and ending hunger among African immigrants. Thank you.
All right, thank you much for the video. I think that formally concludes our program. We were scheduled to have a little bit of a Q&A, but I don't see any questions in the chat. But more importantly, we are out of time. We are trying to be respectful of your time tomorrow. So what I'd like to do is to hand this back to the President, Dr. Trufena Choti, for a last-minute remark, if any, as we conclude.
Thank
Dr.
you so much.
Go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much, Prof, for coordinating this. Mine is to say thank you. Thank you so much for everybody who participated in this event. May God bless you. We need you. I'm so thrilled that tonight we had the presence of our ambassadors and our councilman. Tawanda, we are together in this. I'm happy to see you. I know we have work to do tomorrow, but we shall make it by God's grace. So thank you, everybody, for coming out.
All right, thanks everyone, and with that we'll call it a day. And more importantly, I'd like to stress the importance of sparing some change for the organization. I know you are helping in Kenya, but they say charity begins at home. Whenever you get on an airplane, since most of you are flown, remember what they tell you: put on your mask first. So help yourself, help those around you, and then of course we can help our neighbor, and of course that includes the continent. So thank you so much. We look forward to working with you all to improve our community and our existence in this country. Till next time, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.